is up? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, whenever you may be watching this. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Jessica and welcome to my first monthly reset video. So I know we're halfway through March already, but I still wanted to upload this video for you guys, partly because I already had everything planned out, but then also to just get started in the groove of uploading these and showing you what my planning routine looks like. Let's jump back to when I filmed my monthly planning routine and talk a little bit about my goals, and then we'll come back and talk all about the books that I read in both January and February and my monthly favorites. I'm still working on defining my exact monthly planning process, but I typically always start with updating our monthly wall calendar. I like to keep this in our kitchen to give a quick overview of everything we have going on during the current month without having to look at our phones. I use the wet erase markers my mother-in-law gave me for my birthday a couple of years ago for our events, and the decals my mom gave me that she ordered from Etsy to decorate things a bit and make my life easier when it comes to numbering the calendar. I love the wet erase markers in particular because things don't get erased accidentally like they tend to do with the dry erase markers. When it comes to setting my goals, I use a combination of the Moxie Life Companion Notebook Set and the Bright Beta Co. No Limits Planner. I started off using the No Limits Planner when it first launched in 2021 and absolutely love it for my day-to-day planning, but felt like it was missing something when it came to the goal setting side of things. I like to get extremely detailed with my goals and didn't feel like I had all of the space I wanted to be able to do so in there. I tried a couple of different goal setting systems before trying Moxie Life and fell in love with how they break everything down with the goal setting process. It helps my goals to not feel so daunting throughout the year, if I'm being honest. When I'm working on my goals for the upcoming month, I'll look back on the previous month's goals and what I accomplished to see if there's anything I still need to work on. Then I'll move on to looking at my yearly and quarterly goals to figure out where I want to focus going into the current month. In April, we're planning on taking a couple of road trips, and I want to work on scheduling my content in advance to give myself one less thing to worry about then. Some of my other goals for March are to catch up on my reading goal, plan out and launch my mini photography sessions for the spring, do a good deep clean of our house, and start my 60-day challenge that I've created for myself. I'll talk more about our upcoming trips after this happen for safety's sake, and in my next video I'll talk a lot more about my 60-day challenge. If you want to hear more about the different things I use to plan my monthly goals, then definitely let me know down in the comments, and I'll make sure to go more in depth in a future monthly reset video for you. When it comes to my favorite things that I want to talk about this month, a couple of them are repeats from monthly favorite videos I've done before, but it's been a few years since I've uploaded one of those and I still absolutely love some of these products. The first thing that I want to talk about are the Kiss glue-on nails that I still love and absolutely adore. I have been using these for years now when it comes to doing my own nails and love how well they stick on to my nails, as well as the fact that I can use all of my nail polish that I have to paint them myself and just do a lot of fun different things, kind of like what I have done for St. Patrick's Day. I have used their pre-designed nails previously that have the like glue dot type thing attached to them. However, I didn't have the best of luck with them because they would lift up on my nails and then my hair and everything would get caught in them, which would drive me absolutely insane. But thankfully I don't have that with these. The other repeat favorite that I want to talk about are the Sharpie S gel pens. I again have been using these for absolute years and these are definitely my go-to pen. I try to have one of these with me at all times, even if I'm out and about, because yes, I am that person that likes to use their own pen and I love just how smoothly this writes. I have very rarely had one skip on me, and when I did, I sent them an email and they sent me a replacement, and yeah, I just am still obsessed with these pens. Now on to the new favorites, so to speak. So the first two that I want to talk about are my phone tripods from, what is the brand? Autumn Tech. I absolutely love these and take them pretty much everywhere, if I'm being quite honest. My mom got me the shorter one for either Christmas or my birthday a year or two ago. I've had this one for a bit longer, and then recently one of the creators that I follow, Catherine Manning, talked about the much taller version of it, and my husband got it for me for my birthday this year, and I love the height difference between the two. The shorter one I love for travel, where it's much more compact. It can fit in almost any of the bags that I have, so I can take it a lot more places. But then the taller one I use a ton more for creating like reels and more for content creation things. So I'm definitely going to be taking both of them on our upcoming trips, where I have quite a bit of content that I plan on filming while we are out on the road. But yeah, I absolutely love using these, and even if you're not doing a ton of content creation, I love these for travel as well, where they make taking photos on the go so much more easier due to the little remote that they both have. So it's a Bluetooth remote that you can connect to your phone, and then you can get your phone set up on your tripod, go back to wherever you are taking your photo, and then use this, so you don't have to worry about using a self-timer. The last two things that I want to talk about are both food related. The first one is going to be my Wondery water bottle that I got from my mom for Christmas. She gave my husband and I both one so that we can track the national parks that we've been to. After we opened them up, we were trying to decide how exactly we want to put the stickers on here, and we haven't put them on yet, but we've decided to use this to keep track of all of the parks that we've been to since we've gotten married. We have a scratch map that we use to keep track of all of the national parks that we've been to, but then we'll be able to utilize this to keep track of everything that we've been to since we got married last April. One of the big things that I love about this water bottle is the handle that it has, as well as the spout. I absolutely love having the straw and the flip top. That is my preferred option when it comes to a water bottle. But then also I've noticed that it keeps my water and ice cold just as long as my Stanley does. So I decided to do a little bit of an experiment, and I filled this up with ice and water and then just let it be, and was using my Stanley for the day, and then came back and it still was ice cold, so I had a lot of ice and everything over. I checked it the next morning and then the next evening, and then started using this again. So I absolutely love it and can't wait to travel a bit more with this. And then the last thing that I want to talk about as far as my favorites are concerned is this Beecher's mac and cheese. So we found this at Costco, and I absolutely love cheese and love Beecher's in particular. They are a local company up in Seattle, which is one of my favorite places to travel to, and they have a little shop at Pike's Place where you can see them making their cheese curds, buy cheese, and then they also have a little restaurant as well where you can get the mac and cheese. We haven't done it just because the line has always been super long, so we figured this was our chance to give it a try, and honestly I'm obsessed. It is so rich and creamy and yummy, and honestly super easy as well, where you just take it out of the freezer, pop it in the oven, and call it a day. Now let's chat about the books that I have read so far in 2024. I have gotten a little bit behind in my reading goal of reading 24 books this year, but there's obviously still plenty of time for me to make that up, so I am not too worried about that. But with the first book that I read this year, it's called The Codebreaker's Secret by Sarah Ackerman. So to start with the synopsis on the back of the book, 1943. As war in the Pacific rages on, Isabel Cooper and her codebreaker colleagues huddle in the dungeon at Station Hypo in Pearl Harbor, deciphering secrets plucked from the airwaves in a race to bring down the enemy. Isabel has only one wish, to avenge her brother's death, but she soon finds life has other plans when she meets her best friend, a hotshot pilot with secrets of his own. 1965. Fledgling journalist Lou Freitas comes home to Hawaii to cover the grand opening of the glamorous Mauna Kea Beach Hotel, Rockefeller's newest and grandest project. When a high-profile guest goes missing, Lou forms an unlikely alliance with an intimidating veteran photographer to unravel the mystery. The two make a shocking discovery that stirs up memories and uncovers an explosive secret from the war days, a secret that only a codebreaker can crack. So I absolutely adored this book and loved reading it. I'm not sure if it has to do with the fact that I really enjoy reading historical fiction, especially historical fiction that takes place during World War II. I have always had a fascination ever since I was little about learning about World War II and reading about books that have to do with that time period. Or if it has to do with the fact that I purchased this book while we were on our honeymoon in Hawaii, where obviously this book takes place, and started enjoyed reading it there. So this is a book that I think will always hold a special place in my heart, and I absolutely loved it for a multitude of reasons. It is mainly following the two different timelines, both of Isabel and Lou and their lives, and ultimately solving the Japanese code when it comes to Isabel's timeline, and then writing about the hotel and the mystery that ends up coming about when it comes to Lou's timeline. So both timelines have something that I really enjoy reading about, and in the end they are all connected in a very special way. So I don't want to give away any spoilers or anything like that, but if you love historical fiction, especially books that come to World War II that have a hint of romance involved with them, I definitely recommend this book. The second book that I ended up reading relatively quickly this year was Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. With Disney releasing their TV series for Percy Jackson on Disney Plus, I wanted to go back and reread this book where I hadn't read it since junior high, and it was honestly one of my favorites that I read in school. I read it both for school and then again outside of school because I just loved the book so much, quite honestly. And they did a really good job with the TV show, and I wanted to see how good of a job they did with the comparing the TV show to the book. Then the most recent book that I have read so far this year is Nowhere for Very Long by Brianna Medea. This is a personal memoir where she talks a lot about her life both growing up and as a young adult. I really enjoy the synopsis for this. She says, "We were a ragtag group of misfits. The big orange van named Bertha, the steely-eyed hound, the unruly little dingo, my husband whom I'd known since I was 10 years old, and me. The five of us became so intertwined. Dog hair and desert dust and Bertha's black engine blood dried deep in the cracks of our knuckles. But even the most beautiful stories can have tragic endings. They can also have beautiful endings. Though I suspect any story worth telling has a little bit of both." And that's very true for her book as well. There's a lot of parts in here that are both very happy endings and then also some sad endings as well. I laughed reading this book, I cried reading this book, and I'm pretty sure this is the first personal memoir that I have read, and I definitely want to read a lot more. I particularly like her writing within the book as well. It's very beautiful writing, and she does such a good job of just painting a picture and describing a lot of the time she was spending in the desert here in Utah, and she did such a good job describing the color and the plants and just everything about her surroundings. So I really enjoyed her first book that she has released and can't wait to really read her second book coming out next month. So that is it for my March reset. It's a little bit on the shorter side, I feel like, but I hope you guys enjoyed. And very soon I will be coming out with my April reset, which I am super excited to share the books that I have read, plan on reading, my favorites with you guys, and just everything there. If you did enjoy today's video, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff for engagement, and I will see you guys very soon with another video. Bye guys!